Okay. Do I have audio? Okay. Yes. Do I have audio? All right, let's see how well the stream lasts with that while I mess with this. Stare into the flash. Is it flashing? How does the stream look? All right, guys, so with our custom, All right, guys, with the original firmware back into the computer, I'm going to click read, and it's going to try the default key, which should fail. So let's see. Okay, so it failed because it exceeded the number of attempts. So now, if I put in the key that we extracted from the locked tune, so F3, oops, let's try that again. All right, so it failed. It exceeded the number of attempts and failed. So now let's put in the custom key that we found earlier. So F3 2F. Let me do that again with caps lock on, just so it's correct. Might need to pump up the volume. Okay. How about now? No, that's properties. Huh. All right, well, that's with the volume all the way up. All the way. I can bump it up on the other end if I need to. This should be a little louder, though. All right, so it failed, exceeded the number of attempts. So now we'll go ahead and put in F32F, which is the key that we extracted earlier. And now if I hit read and cross our fingers, there we go. We are now in our locked tune. So we're going to pull this out of the ECU and see if it opens it. Is that a lot better, or could it be louder? If I get really close to the microphone, that probably helps too. Let me mess with the levels. All right, barely touched it. Testing. No. All right, maybe a little bit better. Nah. I don't want to mess with it too much. Drops exponentially when you are not near it. Yeah, it can, for sure. So I was able to extract the authentication key from the locked file, and we are reading the tune in now. Image quality looks good. Excellent. Is it like HD at least? H to the dizzle. 2001 Silverado. Oops. Silverado locked. Unlocked. It says I am receiving in 1080. Perfect. Excellent. 1080 is the best I could ask for, I would think. Unable to open file. This file is tuner locked by someone else. To be able to open this file, they must first unlock the file. Okay, so how does it know that?
It knows everything.
Yeah, no, that's pretty strange. Because those are the only two bytes that are different. So that worked. I was able to feed in the key and pull it out of the ECU. But it still says that it's locked. We're probably running out of time to hack on it though, so.
You might just have to put that 01.
Yeah, I'll put that other file in it.
Go from there.
But just says he has that one ECU, so.
I mean, apparently we have an extra on the back. I can always journal. I can keep playing with it.
Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point.
It's so intriguing. Like I know it intrigues you too, but like I wish I knew more. Like, how does it fucking work? How does it know?
Well, I know that on the O2 software, it was literally just this. And it's quite possible that for this particular year, they do something else. Or maybe the checksum gets recalculated and it's slightly different. So,
That Yukon that left, he said on his way home it died, and it threw a 0601 code, which is a checksum error. I'm like, I mean, that sometimes happens after I flash it, but I haven't flashed the truck. Like I flashed it, did a pool, let it sit, did a pool, and then drove it. You know, like
does it not start now?
he said he got it started, but it didn't. It died when he was turning. But it has that weird APS issue too. Like it kicks the ABS, but it doesn't say it's kicking the ABS, coming to a stop. So I wonder if it has like an electrical trip on or something.
Super
I
strange.
drove that thing multiple times on the street and never once had a problem.
Damn. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put this other software back in it so we can get this tune done today. Error, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. I mean, I did. I did. All right. Get out the hot air.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to figure out how to adjust the keyframes. YouTube is complaining. Does the stream still look okay? Oh, there we go. Stream looks all right. Okay. Yeah, it's complaining about the keyframes. I thought I set it up correctly. Apparently not. All right. Right. So 2002 swapped. This is live on YouTube right now. Let's see how quickly till we get flagged. While that does its thing. Goop. This will be the last time I have to do this on here. So.
What YouTube are you on?
Mine's because I tried to do this on finish lines, and it's all pending your access request. Please wait 24 hours. I was like, oh, jeez.
What's your channel name again?
DoogieLabs.
That's what I thought. It didn't pull up. I guess that helps if I spell labs correctly.
Might actually change the channel name for the first time in forever. Interesting. You got a checksum error on that. Did he clear the code? Or can he?
Is it weird that I'm watching you live even though you're right behind me?
Does it look good?
Yeah, you need a bigger office.
I need a bigger office. Yeah, definitely need a bigger office. What did I do with the flux cleaner?
Like a 5-second delay.
That's not terrible. I guess I'll go this way with it. All right. Oh wow! I wish I didn't see that email. That makes me angry. Okay, so that's pretty much ready. Find my plunger. There it is. Bet we're gonna have bridging in that bottom left corner. Put just a little too much on there. Yep, close enough. It'll center itself up. Now we add air. Yes, very nice. I always love watching solder flash over. That's cool. No bridges. Give it a hose down. Sweet. Cocked, locked, and ready to rock. All right, everything plugged in. Read. Oh, don't know if it'll let me do that. All right, well, that's going to work, so throw it the rest of the way back together. Damn it, that's a bummer that there's another lock in there. I got to figure that out. I wonder if I patch. It's annoying that we can't just open bin files. That would make this a lot faster in hacking. When comparing the two tunes, there was characters different just before where the key was stored, so I wonder if that's it. 8F3822314542. I mean, E and 3 kind of look the same.
Yeah, whatever. Your world is 4,000 different.
Oh, no. Reconnection successful. I have no idea what I did. Oh, I unplugged my phone. I was like, what the fuck? Cool, here's that.
Thanks.
And I'll have this back together in a couple moments. How are you guys doing? What's up? The bottom can. At least the seal isn't completely fucked on this one. I have to vacuum my desk off after this. This thing is so nasty. I think it uses a bigger bit. Oops. Well, I guess I could have patched it for the VIN number and had the VIN number correct. Hello from England. Hello, Paul. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Superbrain. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope things are well. Cool. That's ready for you. And now I've made a mess.
I sent the kid a link to the live stream. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was planning on streaming this on the Finish Line Industries YouTube channel, but I had never live streamed from there before, and so they have a 24-hour hold. I like the literal breadboard. Yeah, keeps me from melting the ESD mat. Works pretty good. I use the toaster oven to warm up the solder paste so it flows a little bit easier. I can get a finite amount out of it. Be a little more accurate on dispensing. So now that's ready to go back in the fridge. Yeah, definitely going to have to vacuum the desk off. Cool. So we were able to break into the ECU. I haven't managed to view the contents of the tune in HP Tuners. HP Tuners still considers it locked when we try to open the file. I just need to do a couple more comparisons. I think that maybe they use a checksum to potentially recognize that. I didn't recalculate the checksum or anything like that. All I did was read in the file, figure out where the key was, or the seed for the seed and key. I can't remember. I always get the two mixed up, but figured out where the key was to unlock it. It did let us bypass the authentication mechanism and pull the tune out of the locked tune out of the ECU doing that. But it was still considered like a locked tune at that point. So I don't know. It could be something as simple as it's in the ROM, or something as complex as it's not in the ROM. It's actually like something that HP Tuners does with their server. And like at that point, it's locked. I wonder if he's ever unlocked. I'm still kind of new with HP Tuners. I do all the standalone engine management system stuff and open source tune like Subarus and Evos and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of intriguing how the HP Tuners lock system works. We don't lock any of the tunes that we do because you paid for it like it's yours, and we believe that you should have access to that should you need. Things change, so yeah, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Hey, it's still cleaner than your desk at home. I actually cleaned my desk at home. I didn't really tell anybody that, though. It's probably not clean now. It's good to see you, monkey. Hello from Inglaterra. Inglaterra. I've never heard of. Oh, okay. A country that is part of the UK. It shares borders with Wales to its west and Scotland to its north. I learned something new today. That's cool. Boy, UK is representing today. Boy, this work, though, like having the hot air station that Louis Rossman recommended and using a Metcal, it makes this work so nice. Much easier, but much cleaner as well. Like, I can do it, and it's done cleaner in less time. And time is money. So, but hey, I got these tune files, so I can keep poking at this down the road. I ordered a cable that works with a tool that should allow me to manage to do this without having to suck the chip off the board every time. So we'll see how that goes. Should be here in a few days. We have one spare ECU that we can experiment with. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to tuner lock that and then try bringing it into HP tuners to see if I can manage to unlock it somehow. Although at this point, I really wonder if there's like some kind of authentication mechanism on their web server that checks the VIN number and everything else and cross-references it to see if it's married to that dongle or what the issue is. It'll be interesting. And for those of you who aren't aware, I have another YouTube channel called Finish Line Industries. That's where I'm at. That's where my work desk is. So we have videos that we post up there. I'm actually working on like 3 or 4 videos that need to go up there. Right now I've been editing the one where we try and blow up an F-150 with this nitrous cart that we made. It's basically a full wet nitrous system, so like a 1-gallon fuel cell with a fuel pump, and then the nitrous bottle, and then it's got a remote trigger, and it's powered by like a Milwaukee battery, got a Milwaukee battery adapter on there. So we actually used that to try and blow up a couple of cars, so I'm putting together those videos right now. Yes, spicy indeed. Well, that's cool. This live stream seems to work all right from the work computer. That's cool that it's streaming in 1080p. I have it at about 5.5 megabytes a second. YouTube on the back end is complaining about my keyframe frequency, but I literally adjusted that setting and restarted the stream. Maybe I have to restart OBS. Maybe I've typed the setting wrong somehow because it's no longer like a bunch of clickable buttons. There's just an arguments box to put in all of the settings that you want to adjust. Whatever, we'll see. I guess I need to RTFM a little bit more on that one. So how are you guys doing? Any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions? I guess I should stream this later. I might make a special trip home to go get it. I was going to stay the night here tonight. But I brought the Shiny Mac up, and I bought a pair of 2 gigahertz dual-core CPUs. So the water-cooled G5 Quad had 2.5 gigahertz processors in it. And I was like, I wonder if I could do like an air-cooled quad. The 2 gigahertz CPUs are air-cooled, and so I was going to put a pair of 2 gigahertz processors in it and see if I could make like an air-cooled quad. So those CPUs actually show up today. So we'll see how that goes. Hunkering down, hoping to survive a rainstorm in Phoenix. Yeah, it doesn't rain too often there, so I imagine that's probably got a high flood risk that comes with it. Huh. And when it does, it does. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I miss about North Carolina is the thunderstorms out there. We get storms here for sure, but it is not the same. That Shiny Mac sounds like fun. You should stream on here when you do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do more streams. And the reason for that is it can be tough to like put together a video with as busy as I am. And I do have videos that I'd like to put together and get out. But at least having a stream of that thing, I think would be cool too, because I still get to share it. So I'm just recovering from the melt. Summer came around again. It's not terrible here today. Lots of mosquitoes. We have a huge mosquito issue here for whatever reason. We have tiki torches like all over the shop. It's like we're working by candlelight, but it's really just to get rid of the mosquitoes. We get eaten alive. Steven was working on a truck out front earlier. He had to take one of those tiki torches with him to go work on the truck. I did hear about Yellowstone, and I heard that they just reopened it, actually, after all of that had happened. I'll have to do some more live stream testing later on. So yeah, PCM hammer is the tool that you use to flash a misbehaving ECU. I did order a cable for it so we can do more GM stuff. It wasn't that expensive, so not so bad. I would like to get a camera setup done here, like put a camera over the dyno and let people like tune in and kind of see what's going on. Might order cameras now, actually. Let's see. You know, one thing that I commented on a couple weeks ago in regards to the weather was the fact that we actually kind of had a spring here. Like for 6 weeks it was lukewarm instead of just jumping into 90-degree weather. And that was nice. Hadn't had that in a while. Four megapixels. Probably going to do the 4 megapixel. I think that's what I bought previously. It's so strange to see you at a clean desk. I just saw that. Clean is a relative term. I do have more CAN bus stuff coming up as well. I have the CAN encannulator module. And so got to get this done. Got to put that in and get that software finalized. So that's coming up within the next week. Oh wow, these are already in the United States. My workbench is glass, so if clean, it is only as clean as the stuff below it. I'm glad this is opaque, so you can't really see the floor. $166 for a PTZ camera. I wonder if I could just take the one out of my garage since I'm not there. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I'll hold off on that for now. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the desk. I got some other work I got to get done. But let's make this a thing. I'll be back later tonight, I think. We'll play with that shiny Mac. I did bring it with me today. I don't have the processors, though. So I may run home and grab the CPUs. That's the only... Actually, let's check on that before I leave. Let's make a plan. Let's see, that's in Des Moines. That's in Syracuse. So it's only the processors that are there. I ended up getting a pair of SSDs for the SSD card. It's got a pair of like 64 gigs in there or something. I got a pair of 1 terabytes coming for it, so I don't have to put any spinning rust back into the machine. So those are on its way, but we don't need those to experiment with converting it to air-cooled. The only... Weren't only the 2.5 ones actually dual core modules? No. So the pre-2005 model was a dual 2.0 single core. Oh god, that notification sound in my ears. Do I have desktop audio enabled? I am so sorry. All right, I turned that down. So the late 2005, they made a dual 2.0, and the dual 2.0 was literally a single physical dual core 2.0 gigahertz CPU. So the plan is to take 2 of those 2.0 dual core modules and fit those in here, or try and fit them in here. I don't know if they're going to fit, though. I know the heatsink looks a bit different. Like, it's not a perfectly symmetrical thing. It kind of hangs off to the side. Where is... If I go left monitor... Yeah, so zoom in on this. You can see here that there's a separate little sink on the side here for the voltage regulator module that like comes off the bottom. And so that's where things might get interesting. I might have to do something about that. I mean, or I could just throw them in there and water cool the 2 gigahertz ones, and they'd be a little bit more power efficient and not as prone to failure. I imagine it would make the system a little more reliable at that point. But yeah, I'm really curious how this is going to work out. So nobody's ever tried that, and I figure nobody will at this point. Their G5 quads are getting pretty rare. And interestingly, oddly enough, the G5 Xserve, I am surprised at how much money that goes for. Let's change the title to live stream testing. Should probably throw this in a different category. People and blogs. Okay. Figured I'd put this in an appropriate category. There's got to be some legacy use case people want those for, surely. Yeah, I agree. There's such a weird demand for those. They, like, in most instances, going back and looking at the sold listings, they go for more than the quads in many instances. So yeah, I don't know. G5 quad. And actually, if I look up the G5 quad, because I know the G5 quad has that same air-cooled VRM heatsink portion. And maybe it's going to take... that's right, okay. So, if you look at the G5 quad module, let's zoom in here. You can see here on the water-cooled module, the heat sinks here are at the back, right? And so that's literally the air-cooled part for the VRMs. It's got these heat pipes coming down. So maybe, and that's not, so that heatsink isn't even the length of the card. Ooh. Might have to mill those out. This is going to be interesting, because this has a notch cut into it to allow the heat pipes to come through. And it looks like this is meant to be attached as one piece. I think... Yeah, I don't know. It's going to get interesting, though. At the very least, we're going to have to transfer these pieces. I think I have an extra set. I definitely have a whole G5 quad CPU pair with the cooling module and everything that I could potentially take them off of. Huh. But it is the same underneath. So that'll be a fun puzzle. I know they got a serious hard on when they came out, but they were a dead product before hitting the market. Yeah, that's true. Like Apple was like, "Hey, we're going to Intel processor soon, but here's this," and then now they've come full circle, right? Back to risk, doing more risk architecture stuff again. Is that a legacy water cooler designed by Apple? Sounds overbuilt and fun. So yeah, it is. Their reasoning for water cooling the G5 Quad was to try and keep it as quiet as possible. At one point when I was using it as a server, I actually recompiled the Linux kernel with some modifications I had made to the wind farm kernel module to be more aggressive on the fan ramp up. And one of the issues that I run into, like at one point I rebuilt a water cooling setup. I put clear pipes and stuff in it. And it didn't cool as well. And then, like right now I just have like a factory cooler back into it. And one of the processors still overheats. And there's a thermal calibration utility on the Apple Diagnostic CD that actually like burns fuses on the CPU, like configuration fuses. I don't know if it calibrates the voltage regulator or what exactly it does. But when I do that to processors, it seems to like break them in some way. And for whatever reason, they just don't run as cool as I would expect the factory ones to be at. I have a couple different solutions to that problem. I have a Resonator 1, and that was the original plan, was to like put external liquid fittings on the computer and just polish the Resonator 1 to match and put that in there. But I would like to try for an air-cooled setup just to see if I could do it. It's never been done. I think it'd make for an interesting experiment. Yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. I'll have to do more live streams on the Finish Line channel when I'm doing stuff. We'll get a camera up over the dyno and see how that works. I wanted to do live streaming stuff when I very first started here. Haven't been able to really justify that, but I think that it would help things. Trying to grow that channel, so yeah, if you want to see some of the work I've been uploading YouTube videos for a year. Just haven't done it on my own channel. Probably should do that at some point. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here for a little while, get some stuff finished up, and then I will be back. We'll play with that G5 Quad. So I'll see you on the flip side.